Imagine you're sitting in a cold hotel parking lot somewhere between yesterday and whatever comes next. Rotterdam, a name that lands heavy like a quiet drum. A city that doesn't ask questions. Rotterdam, a place you end up when life doesn't go the way you planned, or when you're running from something you promised someone in Berlin. Because that's the thing, right? Berlin was a moment. Berlin had its words I said out loud that I probably shouldn't have. Promises I meant in the moment, but moments don't last. And homesickness doesn't negotiate. Rotterdam rhymes with here I am. Rotterdam, how did it all get so out of hand? Rotterdam rhymes with I made a plan, and Rotterdam, I'm not sure I can. Rotterdam. God damn Rotterdam. God damn that pull in your chest when the north starts whispering louder than any man-made plan. So here I am, in Rotterdam. Rotterdam on the signs, Rotterdam on the pavement, Rotterdam buzzing behind the windshield. But my compass doesn't care. That little owl knows where we're going. Always has. He points home. Always has. And today, we go home. No Berlin, no detours, no more pretending the road can fix everything. Just me, this truck, and the pull of a place where I actually belong. And that place is not Rotterdam. The north pulls harder than these tired memories, as every mile becomes a verse in my truck Sim Diaries. And in this video series, I record my Euro Truck Simulator 2 gameplay, and I use it as a backdrop for my unscripted thoughts on what's going on in my life and the world around me. Sometimes I will have a lot to say, sometimes I will just comment on the gameplay, and sometimes I'll just be quiet. Either way, I am glad you're here, so let's hop in this cab and get out of goddamn Rotterdam. And hopping in the cab, the first thing you may notice is we have upgraded the dashboard. We're trying out the new Smart Dash. It has its pros and cons compared to the old dashboard that we've gotten so used to. At first, my initial thought was that I didn't really like it. It is a little too simple. Like, it looks just like any modern vehicle dashboard, I suppose. But I tried it around a little bit, and after that, when I jumped back to the old dashboard, I really missed this one. So let's take a first, before we do anything, let's just take a look at what we got here. First, we got the dashboard, and I guess this is the part that I'm not a huge fan of it. There's not something completely wrong with it. It's just this clean dashboard. We can see, you know, speed, fuel that's left, and stuff like that. We can step through a couple of the screens here. This is the main driving screen, and it's got some really good uses here. You can see our speedometer, RPMs, and we've got overview of our fuel economy, current, how much fuel we're currently drawing, and then we've got the air brakes to the left here. So, you know, it's pretty useful. However, the text is really small, so like my old eyes can not really see this very well, but you know, it is what it is. Let's take a look at some other pages here. We got trip meter. This one basically doubles because we got a lot of this trip already displayed in the lower part of the end on the right side of the screen, so this is pretty useless. Fuel level, same here. We can see we already got our fuel gauge to the lower left here, so this screen we probably won't use. Temperature, I guess that's good to know. Unfortunately, that's not really simulated as far as I know. Pressures, well, I guess that's good. This one is pretty cool. Rear axle load in kilonewtons, so that's pretty cool. Not really sure what we're going to use it for, but I guess we'll look into it. And then we got notifications, and I haven't gotten any notifications yet, so maybe that's a thing for the future, I don't know. And then we're back to this like clean screen, so I guess this clean one and this main driving screen is the main things that I'm going to use. But the reason that I really don't want to go back to the old screen. Sorry, the old dashboard is this big screen here to the right. And looking at the GPS like this, it is just, let's step through a couple, it's got pretty much the same stuff, but looking at the GPS, this thing just, I can see so much further down the road, so I can plan my kind of, you know, I can plan how I position my truck, you know, going into exits and stuff like that. So from what I've tried, this big GPS screen is making me a little bit better driver. And that's kind of why I don't really want to go back to the old one. I'm not really sure yet. So we're gonna try this one for this job, and we'll see kind of how I like it. Also, like when I'm zooming out like this, you know, I can see so much further, like detours, and I can plan rest stops and fuel stops a lot better without, you know, pulling over. So, you know, it's a really useful GPS, so it's got that going for it. And unfortunately, it's got this, like I talked about earlier, this handbrake is not really, I like the old handbrake better because I've never been a fan of these latch style handbrakes that are in modern cars because, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I think I'm just old. Also, this dashboard has a lot less chrome. I think they maybe just forgot to add chrome to this fan outlets, or it's just supposed to be clean like this. Not really sure why they made that decision, but, you know, as far as I know, the more chrome, the better. But, you know, it is what it is. And as far as I've tried it, I think I actually like this one a little bit better. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let me know what you think. If you tried them, what's your ideas on it? Anyway, today's job, like I said, we're not doing Berlin. I can't wait any longer. I need to go home. Nordic Horizons, the Nordic Horizons map expansion, which is well, let's take a look at the map and see what we got. So the new expansion, basically the entirety of Sweden, Norway, and Denmark has been remade and updated. So all of this is just new, which is going to be absolutely, like, I can't wait to see this because, like, I live here in Uppsala. I was born here in Umeå. I grew up around these parts a lot when I was young. I did my military service here in Arvidsjaur, and you know, I haven't been looking into spoilers and anything, but I you know, there's a lot of this going on. So I just can't wait. I've disabled Pro Mods, which was the mod that I was waiting for, which is basically another map expansion. But yeah, it's just gonna have to wait because because I can't wait any longer. I need to check this out. This is going to be so cool. And today's job is medical equipment from Rotterdam to where I live in Uppsala. That is, Uppsala is pretty big in life science, and taking medical equipment from the Netherlands to Uppsala is a quite common haul, so to speak. So without further ado, let's go. Pickup is not far at all, just around the block here.
Turn left.
And also, I'm not a huge fan of the accent color, this teal. I know it's a part of the Scania software or whatever, but I don't know. I wanted red. You know, they're going for a lot cleaner look than they did before. And when it comes to trucks, I don't know if clean is the way to go. That's one of the things I like about trucks and truck styling, that they got this more is more is more philosophy. All right, let's load this cargo. Cargo's loaded.
Time to get the job done.
It's time to get the job done. And it is December, so Christmas light is up. Like I talked about earlier, I am not a fan of Christmas, but I figured that this year I'm going to, since, you know, me and the kids got such good, you know, good sounding plans, just make it ours. I figured, you know, I'll kind of lean into it a little bit. I'm not going to go overboard, but I'm going to try not to be, I'm gonna try not to be so much of a Grinch, you know? I think maybe that'll be best for everyone. So yeah, we got this little Christmas light thing going. It's nice. This is, I think probably you all know this. this kind of light is in pretty much every household window during Christmas. It is extremely common. I put them up as well, of course. Like, just because I don't like Christmas doesn't mean I'm gonna like ruin it for my kids or anything. I am, on the other hand, not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna lie to them and be like Father Christmas or anything. Like, I know that this can be, you know, I know that Christmas is important because December can be a little rough because it's so fucking dark and cold, and like, it helps to have something to, you know, it helps to have something to look forward to. It helps to, you know, it's good to, you know, have like plans to hang out with the immediate family, at least. Maybe not extended family, at least not in my case, thank God. It's just gonna be me, the wife, and kids for Christmas, and it feels great. This is what everyone wanted, except for everyone else. It turned into a little bit of a drama, but you know, maybe that's for the best, to kind of air it out, you know. Another thing I like about this dashboard is you can see the kind of the illustration of the road here. The you know, when the cars are passing, I can see that there's a car there. It's got these sensors on the side. Old dashboard had that too, but it wasn't as obvious. So no, that's cool. And also, just look at this beautiful GPS. Just, we can see so far where we're going. Like, we can really plan ahead, so I really, really like that part. And like I said, it makes me a better, more efficient driver, because that's like the only drawback that I can see from the last dashboard. It's the only one I've ever used, so it's what I'm used to. But now that I've tried, like, when I've tried this for a little bit, just the GPS on the last one was fucking tiny, you know, I gotta admit it. And yeah, as you can tell, the text here is fucking tiny. Like, you can see right next to the speed limit, or the speedometer, we got the gear and we can see our fuel economy there, but like zoomed out like this, it is really hard to read. You young kids probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but you'll understand when you get older. And I think there's also been some update to the engine and gearbox, because during the testing I could not recreate the fuel efficiency that we had last time. This job is, we're only carrying 6 tons, so I expect us to get some good results, but going into the to the lower 20-somethings. I think that was probably before they had calibrated whatever they were doing, because I could not recreate that during testing. But it is, however, a little bit better. So I was around 30 liters per 100, carrying around 20 tons, which is, you know, I haven't geeked out too much on the numbers of the fuel efficiency of these kind of trucks, but that's, from what I understand, that is about, like, just about realistic. But we'll see. We're doing good for now. We're at 28.3, and we're still in the city, so it hasn't really recalibrated. Also, we're leaving one of the oldest, not the oldest, but we're leaving one of the more old, you know, parts of the map, and we're going into the brand new map expansion, which is, you know, it's the latest. It's their latest, you know, it's their latest release, so it's gonna be, it's gonna look a lot better. Because what we had in Greece was, it was by far best so far, and that was Greece was the latest release before the
and then continue straight on.
Before the northern regions.
Go straight on.
And today's Saturday. My wife is taking my kids to their activities again, so I got some time for this. And I was out with a good friend yesterday, and I had a great time. It was very relaxed. We went out for dinner to a place of my choosing, which is kind of, I guess it's kind of Asian American infused tapas dishes. I had some Japanese tuna, some fish tacos, and some meat tacos. I don't really remember the name of it. It was great. And he doesn't drink, so neither did I. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, because I don't need to... It easily gets out of hand. Even though you can, of course, you know, keep it to whatever level you prefer. But I think it's and I don't mind taking a couple beers, but yeah, like, I don't mind taking a couple beers, but I don't have to. So I think it's a little refreshing that he drives. He hasn't told me that, like, he hasn't given me a reason not to drink. Not that he needs one. But he's just like, he doesn't live very far away, but he always takes his car. And I'm like, you know, that's a good reason to get out of the questions about why he doesn't drink. But I'm not going to press him for it. I don't really care about his reasons. And if he doesn't want to talk about it, then, you know, I don't mind that at all. I was a little early down to the... Like, we were gonna hook up at 8 o'clock in the evening, and I was a little early, so I did go to a bar and just sat down and had a beer on my own. And I got to sitting at that bar. So I went into this sports bar because, you know, I don't know, it's just, in my city, there aren't many bars that actually have a bar where you can just sit down and have one drink or whatever. It's mostly restaurants. And yeah, so I sat down by myself, and I was like, you know, went up to the clerk or whatever, and she was like, "Welcome to the joint." And I was like, "Thanks. Is it okay if I just sit down at the bar and have a beer?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I did. You know, exchange a few pleasantries with the bartender, but then just kind of sat there enjoying my beer. And I started thinking about, you know how we talked about
Go straight on.
doing things alone, and I talked about that I was gonna. I had a plan for next year. Sometime during next year, I'm gonna go to a nice restaurant by myself just to try it out, because it'll be, it'd be a weird thing to do, and I like to challenge myself to do weird things every now and then. But yeah, I quite enjoyed sitting there, just soaking up the atmosphere, looking at the people who were there, at the tables. There were a couple dates going on. There were a couple of corporate, fucking, managers with their fucking padded vests with their company logo on it, being like, whatever. Couple friend groups, that was nice. It was a good experience. I enjoyed that. And me and this friend, we started talking, and I got to talking about going up on the mountain that I plan to go, Sweden's highest mountain, Kebnekaise, next year. And he wanted to tag along, and that's great. So I figured I'd incorporate him into the plans. He wanted to bring his girlfriend, and I talked about her earlier in this show too. She's this lovely woman who she talks a lot in a good way. She takes a lot of space, and I can really enjoy that, because I often feel like I need to make sure that everyone is having a good time. I'm really working on that, though, like trying to relax a little bit and not take complete responsibility on everyone's experience. Just look at this beautiful GPS. Now we can see that we're coming up to an off-ramp, so we can just disengage the cruise control and just let it roll out, and that'll save us a lot of
Keep
fuel.
right, and then exit right.
So yeah, I've been really enjoying this.
Exit right.
So yeah, like normally
Straight on.
one of the biggest reasons why I get so drained during, social events is because I feel like I need to make sure that everyone is having a good time and no one's uncomfortable. And that is not, my responsibility more than it is anyone else's. And it is okay to just, you don't have to think of something to say exactly every second. It is okay to just let it be quiet, and maybe even let them think of something for once.
Keep left.
And I'm working on that, and it is very nice. It is easier said than done, though. Like, I really need to, because I get so uncomfortable thinking of them being uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And I don't want them to be uncomfortable. I want them to think that I am the nicest person in the world, and they're just enjoying every second of it. And maybe I just become a little too much, because I know I become too much for myself, and that's why I become so fucking drained. So at 42, I am learning how to spend time with people, and I'm very proud of myself for this, because like I've come to a point now where I'm not afraid of doing it. I actually look forward to it. And that has never happened to me before. I've always been like, I think they can hear us from across the road. Why are they stopping that poor Lamborghini for? He doesn't do anything wrong. He's just... Sorry.
yeah, so I've come to this point now where I'm like, you know, I look forward to making plans for social events and, you know, spending just me being able to relax in these social events. That is the key thing here. I'm not, you know, I'm not there yet, but I'm on a good path. Like, I'm doing good. I'm really proud of myself. For this, I'm proud of myself for you know, thinking about a solution to this and working on it. And, you know, even though it's a little scary, like I always tell my kids, that's, you know, they see me as not afraid of anything, which is of course not true. So they say that I am brave. But, you know, bravery is not doing things that you're not afraid of. It is doing the things you are afraid of. And this makes me feel brave. And in hiking news, so today is Saturday. Yesterday was Friday. I was a little cheeky. I took the day off just to go hiking by myself. And I packed my backpack pretty heavy. I was at 14 kilos. And I wanted to go out when it was a little bad weather, and yesterday was foggy and rainy. It didn't rain all day, but there was some rain. And I got this tarp that I haven't used before, and I brought that with me. So whenever I took two breaks during the 20K hike, and I took the time to set the tarp up, and man, just when you're cold and tired, having a rest underneath a tarp listening to the raindrops and just having something hot to eat is it is one of the best feelings in the world, because I'm tired and I'm cold and I'm hungry, and I got something warm where I can rest and eat. That is basic human needs, so I was talking about earlier. Just lovely. I had a lovely day yesterday. First the hike, and then, you know, since we hooked up a little late, I had time to clean the house, spend some time with my wife and kids, and then go meet a friend. So it was a perfect day yesterday. Woke up a little early today because my daughter had a friend for a sleepover, and well, they're not exactly quiet in the mornings, so I woke up a little earlier than I expected, but you know, it's a little bit out of my control. It's all good though. It wasn't too bad. And since I didn't drink yesterday, I am not hungover in the slightest. Passing Hamburg here on the right. And when it comes to weather, it is December, but we don't have, we're like at, you know, 4 or 5 degrees and raining. So normally there's negative degrees and snow during this time of year, but it'll come, but, or it doesn't, but it hasn't hit yet. So it's a little, on the one hand, I enjoy it because if we can go for as long as possible, we're gonna get cold and we're gonna get tired of it. So if we can go as long as possible before it hits, I am grateful. However, everyone in my family loves snow, so for their sakes, I'm a little sad, especially my kids, because they want to go, you know, sledding down the hills or whatever. And my wife, she's got real trouble with the darkness, and so do I. Mostly because the darkness means, normally darkness means that I can't do the things that I want to do, which is, you know, doing any outdoors activities. But this year I'm going to fight my winter depression with headlamps, so I go out even though it's dark, and it is working really good. I can feel I am a lot happier now than normal at this time of year. And I think it's because of two things. One is because I have a gym I built a gym in my shed, so I can do that. And also because I forced myself to go out even though it is dark and bad weather. Normally I have been just avoiding rain and avoiding darkness. But you know, that makes the seasons so much shorter. I mean, like for instance, the hiking season or whatever. Of course, I don't go paddling in the dark. That'd be fucking suicidal. But yeah, going out in the woods in the darkness with a headlamp, I actually enjoy it, you know, a lot. It's a lot of fun because it's completely different, but I still get the, you know, I get the same kind of rewards. And it's a little harder, so I guess it's more rewarding on a personal level, you know, when you look at it from, that standpoint. So, but she's not interested in doing that at all. So I feel a little bad for her. So for their sake, I really wish we could have snow, and hopefully we'll be able to get some kind of. There are like seasonal mods for this game where you can get winter roads. That'd be pretty cool if it will work with Scandinavia. I don't really know. It's all up to the modder. He said he's working on it, and maybe it's not too far off, but it's not here yet. But that's fine. Hopefully we'll get the shorter daylight cycle as well, so we can kind of, because now in game it is 1:45, so the sun will begin to set. It won't set completely just yet, but in Sweden where I live, the sun will set not too far away from 2 o'clock. Actually, today the sunset is 2:45. It'll be dark by then, so twilight will be happening right around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But this game is set in the middle of the summer, so we've got, let's see if we can see outside air temperature somewhere. Yeah, 27 degrees. There are no 27 degrees. Not here in Germany or wherever we are. And especially not in Sweden. Alright, let's take a look at the job. What do we have in front of us? We got 1,066 kilometers left to go. We need to refuel in 1,405, so we're not going to need any more fuel. And notice how much longer reach we have now with the more fuel efficient engine. Because you can see the fuel level lower left corner here. That teal bar. And you got tick marks for half tank, and you got a tick mark for, I assume, is like emergency or whatever. And now that we're rolling, you can see what the speedometer bar on the left looks like and the RPM bar on the right. I think it's interesting that they haven't gone for, you know, gauge style graphics, but instead they're going with these bars. Oh, we're gonna do something here.
And then exit right.
This is like a passport control or something. Or wait station. It's gotta be.
Exit right.
And that's one of the things that I would love to see change in this game. I would love to see So there's a wait station here, and we're guaranteed to not have any,
Keep
you know,
right,
not have any
and then exit
problems. Because now that Scandinavia has been released, and they have announced Iceland and Ireland, that'll be it. That'll be all of Europe. And I don't think we need any more map mods, or at least I don't. So what I would like to see is I would like to see some better gameplay. You know, gameplay mechanics. Here we go. Good old Scandinavia.
Exit right.
Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland. And we are passing into Denmark now. And what do you know? Everything is in order. We got our next sleep in 3 hours and 54 minutes of in-game time, and that is not very long, so we are going to have to start planning for that. And like I said, it is in-game time now is 3:30, so I think, hold on, let me get this window up. I think we're gonna try to go for maybe 2 more hours. So it's around 5:30 before we hit sleep to get as much daylight as possible. I think we'll be good. I can't really see the rest stops on this map, which is a little unfortunate, but I think they are visible. Yeah, they're visible in this view. You see how you can see the blue rest stop icons up ahead on the fuel stop, but we can't see the rest stop icons in this view. That is a little unfortunate, but can't have everything, I suppose. Which is one of the reasons why I kind of, you know, they are making these smart dashboards, and in real life they have like huge functionalities. For instance, like when we talked about new cars, how they can read speed signs and adjust the cruise control accordingly. Yeah, well, this can't. I think it's a gameplay limitation. They just haven't implemented it or whatever. So it's like, you know, it's kind of half, you know, it's kind of half smart dash. It's a little stupid dash, but it's all good. And I got this touchy subject that I don't know how I'm going to talk about it. And it's related to, I'm going to talk about it now, obviously, because I've started. But it is related to Christmas and extended family. Because we've had some, I'm going to try to talk about this without getting angry, and I'm going to try to talk about it with as much respect as possible. So wish me luck. You know how I talked about we're just going to spend time, me and my wife and kids? And that is for a reason, because it's not only that there is pressure. There is some dysfunctionality that comes with it as well, and it has to do with my wife's family and her sister.
Right.
It's all a little private, so I'm not gonna go into any details, but let's just say that, oh shit, we need to turn here. Let's just say that there is some narcissism and a touch of psychopathy involved. So the news of us wanting to just be alone didn't land very well, because it didn't coincide with the worldview of a certain person in the family, and so there was a lot of fighting. Luckily, I was kept out of it because I know how to deal with narcissistic psychopaths, because I grew up with them. So I just cut them out, and then that's it. It's just a lot easier for my mind to just be happy instead of being sad all the time. But yeah, that's been a little heavy. Like, I know I made the right call, and I will make the right call, the same call next year and the year after that and the year after that. But it is just unfortunate to see, you know, my wife is struggling with this, because she's pretty low on the food chain, and she is expected to just abide by commands, and if she doesn't, there's gonna be hell to pay. Yeah, like I said, it's just classic narcissistic psychopathic behavior. And it's hard for me, because I can see this, and you know, sometimes I feel like we're in a boxing ring or a MMA fight or whatever, and I'm like, to my wife, I just, you know, just tap me in and I can fight for her, because I know I know how to fight narcissists. I've spent my entire life perfecting how to deal with narcissistic behavior. But that's not what she wants, because she's trying to find she's still in the phase where she's trying to find a constructive solution to a problem to which there are no constructive solutions. And, you know, I guess we'll need time, but it kind of puts this wet blanket over everything, and you know, I'm just sad to see my wife sad, because this really makes her sad. And I can see that there's childhood trauma, because her response to all this is, I can really, you know, recognize my own responses to, you know, living with psychopathic narcissists. All right, we're gonna go for a rest here in Odense, so we're gonna exit off the highway here. And since this GPS is so goddamn good, I can just, you know, I can just drive by where the map shows. This is fantastic.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
So yeah, that's been going on, and it's weighing me down a little bit. Because I don't want her to be sad. And I get so fucking angry when a psychopathic narcissist that is getting her worldview confirmed by the parents that just stick their heads in the sand. So it's
Keep left, and then turn left.
it's 3 versus 1 in her case, and that's just. I am not an angry person. In general, I have been for many years of my life. I've been a very angry and a very hateful person. And I don't hate. You know, hate is a very strong emotion. And I don't
Keep
hate
right,
many things.
and then exit right.
I fucking hate that narcissistic piece of shit. This looks like a nice place to rest, this little roadside motel.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
She's trying to guide me back to the job, but we need to get our rest going here. And look at this fuel economy, 23.5. Like I said, we're only carrying 6 tons. So this is not, you know, this is not representative of what it's going to be like in the moving forward, you know.
Finding a new route.
And moving forward to
When possible.
moving forward to in ETS, I think we're gonna go to we're gonna go to where I live in Uppsala,
Make a U-turn.
and for this job, and then we'll find a contract. We got a garage in Uppsala, and we have got a garage in Umeå. So we're gonna stage out of either or both of those cities, and then we're gonna try to we're gonna make a contract, and we are going to stay and explore Sweden, Norway, and Denmark for the foreseeable future. And there is a World of Trucks events, which is community events that I talked about earlier at some point. That I don't. Some of them I take part in, and some of them I don't. And this one, I think we're gonna look into and see if we can get some enjoyment out of it. All right, let's get some rest. We wake up at 11:15. It stopped raining. Moon is out. Stars are out. And we would go to the hotel and use the restrooms. Probably buy some breakfast for tomorrow. And then it's back to the truck to get the rest of our sleep. They are having a bit of a midnight get together in the hotel. All right, let's get the rest of our sleep. $3:20 in the morning. And it is time to go. 871 kilometers left. go for some chicken next time we're here?
Turn right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to the smart dash. It is actually quite nice.
Keep left.
And in-game time is 3:41. 20 minutes to 4, and the sun is kind of starting to show that it's gonna come up. But at this time of year in Sweden, the sun is up by 8:42 or something like that today. And that's a lot of morning hours without daylight. But, what are you gonna do? You can't change the... I thought about moving, and I think that comes up for everyone who lives, this far north. What if you just leave it? But, it's easier said than done. There are so many great things about living in Sweden that just, the darkness is not, would not be the end of the world. That was quite the sunrise, wasn't it? Alright, let's see. We got cash, card, express. Let's go to express. Going from right to left here. Kontant, that means cash. Kort means card. Express means express. In Danish. And Danish is Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish. They're to some extent pretty interchangeable languages. Like, they're extremely similar. I can read all three languages. But spoken Danish is it's a little hard the difference between Swedish and Danish when it's spoken is a lot bigger than the difference between Norwegian and Swedish, for example. So normally I have to speak English to Danish people, but I can speak Swedish to a Norwegian person, and that person responds to me in Norwegian, and we can have a full-on conversation. Like, sometimes you have to make sure that the other person understands what you mean, but for the most part, it's like, you know, it's perfectly fine. But Danish is that is a completely different beast. Like, their pronunciation is it is really hard to understand. So I have to speak. When I speak to a Danish person, that I don't know why, but Danish people always seem to think that if Swedish people can understand their language because they can understand ours, I suppose. But so I respond in English to be like, yeah, all right, so let's do it in English, you know. But sometimes, for the most part, they continue to speak Danish, and I'm like, at some point, I have to be like, I'm sorry, like, but I don't understand what you're saying. Can you please speak English? Though if they were to write down, you know, what they were saying, man, this looks good. They redid a lot of this. This looks so good. I am going to be like, man, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. It looks so fucking cool to be like, this looks like home. Denmark and Sweden and Norway looks extremely similar. Denmark is a little flatter. Sweden is, well, Norway is more mountainous because they've got these spectacular views, and Sweden is like kind of in between. But it all looks very familiar. And we're coming up on Malmö, the Swedish. Let's see, that's Sweden's third largest city. It's far south. And a lot of people who live in Malmö, they work in Denmark because of I think they got like better taxes or something in Denmark than we do. So it is very profitable for a person who lives in Malmö to live and work in Denmark instead. So now we'd be going underwater to this big bridge here. It's both a bridge and a tunnel that takes us across the sound between Denmark and Sweden, called Öresund. This is so cool. This is home, you know? There's Sweden. There's the tower is called the Turning Torso. It was a spectacular project in Malmö. I'm in tears basically because this is so cool. I didn't know I was gonna be this excited, but fucking wow, this is so cool. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again because from what I've seen, they've done a spectacular job with this, and probably it's also gonna be a little weird because since I am familiar with all this, I know that I'm going to react on how, you know, Euro Truck Simulator is really condensed. Like, obviously, it is a lot longer drive than this between Sweden and Denmark. But, so it's going to be weird how you can almost see between the cities. You can see between Malmö and Copenhagen. But, yeah, like for other cities. Here we go. We're back home. I haven't been in Sweden in Euro Truck Simulator for a very long time. Familiar road signs, familiar everything. So this is Skåne County, the southernmost county in Sweden. Ah, this is so cool. And I wonder which route we're gonna take. It should route us along the E4, but maybe we'll connect. We're on the E6 now. Yeah, we'll see when we get there. But god damn, it feels good to be home. And I'm so happy that this expansion comes now. Like, I am so into Euro Truck Simulator, and the reason, like, when I started playing up until recently, and the reason why we haven't been to Sweden is because it wasn't very well, you know, it wasn't very well made. It was very old, so it didn't look very cool. It was very generic, which earlier, Euro Truck Simulator was basically just generic intersections, you know, cities, everything was copy-paste, and it was just, it said different things on the road signs, but it was pretty much all the same. But in the last couple of years, SCS Software, the developers of this game, they've done a complete change on oh, we're taking the E20 because we're going past Gothenburg. All right, oh, I see. I guess oh yeah, we're coming up on the E4. All right. Probably not going to need the GPS much, I guess, because I know this so well. This is like the only time where I've talked about the names of the roads or the designations for them, because obviously I don't fucking know about anything like in the rest of the world. And there are a couple places that are like iconic rest stops that I really hope that they made. Oh, here's the exit to Helsingborg. We were there this summer, me and the wife and kids. So we were in this region in Skåne County this summer for vacation. We had a fantastic time, just fantastic vacation here. It's the second time we've been here, and it's yeah, it's really something. Perfect vacation, perfect balance between, like, everything is a little spread out so it doesn't get very crowded, and there's good access to the ocean and beaches and little towns that you can go town hopping, and yeah, we had a great fucking time here in Helsingborg, and we were west of it as well. So we went on this very road just this summer. Oh yeah, here we're connecting to the E4. And the E4 is like the heart of, it's like the main vein of northern to southern Sweden. So the E4 goes along the eastern coast of Sweden. So that's the road that we're gonna take between Uppsala and Umeå when we get there. I'm gonna pronounce all the cities in Swedish. They don't sound super different. You know, sometimes I'll maybe pronounce them in English for you, so you know, so you kind of get both. And I am struggling because southern Sweden has got this really funny accent that I, to my wife's dismay, always, you know, try to copy. But I'm not gonna do it here because it'd be so fucking embarrassing. Alright, here we go. We got 473 kilometers to Stockholm. And Stockholm is pronounced Stockholm in Swedish. So it's pretty similar. I think the biggest difference is the city Gothenburg. And that is called Göteborg in Swedish. So it's yeah, this is like one of those classic rest stops here to the left. We are not in any need of sleep. But there are a couple of stops that I know along this road that if they portray them in the game, I need to at least pull over. I haven't been here that many times, so this one is not really, you know, close to heart. This is very much exactly what it looks like. They did this exact road like this. This is extremely common. An extremely common view throughout entirety of Sweden. This could be anywhere. Our highways are, you know, our highways are pretty boring. They are very efficient and very fast. But yeah, going south, the highways in southern Sweden aren't the most, should I say, exciting drives that you can make. They are very, like I said, they're very efficient and all of that, but they're a little boring because not much going on, you know. But thankfully, it gets a little more fun when we're going north, and the northern parts of Sweden is what I'm most excited about, obviously. That's where I'm from. It's where I've driven the most. It's where I have the most fond memories. Oh, someone flipped. And then there are the middle parts of Sweden. It's pretty, you know, pretty foreign to me. So I won't have much to say about the middle to southern parts of Sweden. When we get a chance to look at the entire map of Sweden, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how Sweden is divided into a couple sections. We got cops. There's a lot going on this road. I wonder, I see that they remade the cop cars. Yeah, up front we can see the Volvo XC70. And that was the most common police car, like in the 2000s. Is he gonna let me in? Nope. Alright, now here's our time to shine. I think that's over here, up here. The one we had back there was a Volkswagen, but it's been phased out, so it's not, this particular model is not very common anymore. We need to fucking honk these cops. I've completely forgot, but so the cops are changing, so they're driving the XC90. No, the V90XC, that's what it's called. And we'll see if they made those as well. But that old one, that is like... That is... When someone says cop car, or polisbil, I would say what it's called in Swedish. That is what pops into my head. It's such a fucking iconic car. Like... I'm honestly, I'm a little sad that they phased it out and they stopped producing it, because the V70 model of Volvos was, in my opinion, the pinnacle of a family car. And the cross-country versions of it were just such fantastic vehicles. Four-wheel drive, a little higher, off-road some off-road capabilities at least, and the stowing capabilities of the trunk was just out of this world. There is no car that is as good in that class now. Not even their newer Volvos can pack as much as the V70 range of Volvos could. I had just a plain Volvo V70 and I still miss it. Or at least that part of it, because the boot space was top notch. These kinds of areas are very common in Sweden, like these shopping areas off to a... Oh, look, there's a hot girl. These kind of shopping areas, they are bigger than this, but they're kind of off to the highway. They started popping up in the late 90s, and they're like the city center killers, because it's this huge fucking warehouses of goods like clothing and electronic stores and whatnot, with very cheap prices, so everyone just takes their car there instead of going down to the city center, where obviously the shops would be a lot smaller. And we're turning right here.
Right, and then exit right.
We could just go by signs. I could just go by ear, I think.
Exit right.
This exit is very familiar. And the rest stop that's gonna come after this, I hope at least, is gonna be there. I'm not sure about the name of it. I think it's Bråhus. I hope it's there. It's got this castle ruins overlooking a lake. Or maybe that's later down the road. Anyway, I'll let you know when it comes. My wife watches this. She could be like, no, that's later. You're by Jönköping now, and it's not here. But yeah, I know, honey, but, you know. So this, Jönköping, that's pronounced Jönköping. The O with the two dots over it, it's pronounced Ö. They did such a good job with this, it's crazy. If you want to visit Sweden, just get Euro Truck Simulator 2 with this map expansion, because you don't fucking have to come here. You just gotta drive around like this and just see all of it. What you're missing from the road, though, is our nature, because, like I said, our road network is pretty good. It's pretty well fleshed out, like, well made in real life, I mean. Except that, and the only downside to it is you can't really see much from the road. So you can't, in my opinion, you cannot experience the best parts of Sweden from the road. Yeah, I think I'm pretty right. This would be, yeah, this is it. That thing that we just went past, I remember this. Yeah, I'm on the right. Bråhus is gonna come just a little farther north if they modeled it. I think they did last time, so they probably did this time too. With all these monuments by the side of the road, and then hopefully we're gonna pass Linköping and we're gonna see the Air Force, like the planes. That's where our Air Force had the have the factories. This part of the highway where the roads kind of, where the left and right side just splits up like this, I remember this is a very, like, I've been here so many times and I always enjoyed this particular section. I don't know why. There's nothing special about it. I mean, you can see across the lake, but this is on the left-hand side here. That would be Sweden's largest lake. No, wait, Sweden's second largest lake. Vättern. One of the deepest. Yeah, up ahead, this should be... Yeah, this is it. We gotta pull over here and take a look. That's so cool. They have a candy factory here. Yeah, we're gonna see if they, we can stop for some food or whatever. Oh, this is so cool. I'm sorry if I'm geeking out about this, but...
Finding a new route.
I wonder if they made the candy store. Hey, yeah, there's the castle ruins.
Get ready.
Oh, there we go. Loaded in. So you can walk over there under the
Turn left.
overpass that we just passed, and you can climb up on this. I climbed up on those windows.
Reroute.
Let's deer hunt. This is where we would put. Let's park it. Let's park it here and go for a little walk. See if we can. Let's see if we can get under the underpass. This is a little game breaking. We're doing the external camera. I don't know how much we can expect, but it'd be kind of cool if they model the underpass. Maybe I'm expecting a little too much, but. Oh, I'm a little off here. Alright, we're not gonna rest yet. We're gonna just go for a little walk here. This is where we'd stop. We'd buy some candies in the... They make these red and white called... well, they're called polka pigs. They make these around here and they sell them in the shops. It doesn't look like the candy factory is modeled. But yeah, that's here. We've stopped here hundreds of times. I figured we'd do a lot of these. Like, we'll go for these kind of walks and just kind of soak the... I like to do this, just soak in the atmosphere, because just being on the road like this in real life, it is one of my favorite things to do. Just driving around, just stopping for gas and stopping for snacks or food, or just stepping out of the car, stretching your legs, just, you know, enjoying the little scenery. So the underpass should be, yeah, here. This is so cool. You know, they went here and they saw this. We hop over the grass, I think. Oh man, they did such a good job with this. Sorry if this is like boring or anything, but I'm just having the time of my life with this. I'm just smiling ear to ear, just looking at this, all this stuff. This is... God, this is so cool. It's going to be our longest drive when it comes to time. We're probably going to be late. We got 5 hours and 22 minutes to deliver this contract of real world time, and fuck, man. At this rate, I don't really know if we're going to be on time, because I'm going to want to stop and step out of the car. Hello, friend. Just go and visit this. So this is an historic place for, I don't know, reasons. I don't know my country's history that much. But I guess this was some kind of fortress to defend, like, you could see any invaders coming from the lake or whatever. I don't really know. I could look it up, but I guess that's part of my backstory, that I'm not, you know, I'm not too knowledgeable on everything around me, but I still feel an intense connection to these things. Like, so when you visit this, this is true to. They went here. I've been here. Walked in here. And then you can climb up on that. You can climb up on that rock thing and climb up on the windows. It is very much possible. Someone left something here. I don't know what this is. And I remember climbing up here, and when I was here with my wife, and she was so afraid that I was going to fall out of the window, and I was like, honey, I got this, don't worry about it. I think it's a little shorter of a climb in real life, but I'm not entirely sure. So just go up like this and just look out over the lake. This is so cool. Just this ridiculous little ruins of a fortress. I don't know. I'm just glad they made this such an iconic rest stop. And I think the reason is why I got such fond memories of this is because I always go here during the summer, and I'm always on vacation. It's most of the time it is good weather. So, like, this is very relaxing for me. I have happy and relaxed memories. I wonder if this thing here, is here in real life. Oh, this looks like a street lamp that has fallen over. I think maybe that was the thing. I think it's probably some bug or something. But I was thinking if that was there in real life, but I don't think so. Yeah, that's a nice view. I want to go to this lake. This is like the clearest lake in Sweden, so you can see, looking down into the water, you got visibility for like 10 or 14, no, it's even more, I think. It's like 20 meters or something. Normally our lakes, our waters are pretty murky, both the ocean and the lakes. So you can't, you can't really see much when you're looking down into them. Gonna jog back to the truck here. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm just Yeah, like I said, I'm just really cool to see this. I'm just happy to see it. And that they made the underpass. So I'm basically role-playing this. This is like a, this is just a free-floating camera, but I think it gives some immersion to the gameplay when I use it like a, there's no like gameplay outside of the truck. You can't step out of the truck, but you can go into this free cam mode. As you can see, we don't have a body or anything. It's just a floating camera, but you know, that's what our imagination is for, to kind of help the games out until they can do it themselves. I just really wanted one of those polka candies. Is there nothing of that kind coming? Let's go into the store. I want to see if they have anything of that, because you can't. Obviously, they visited this place because this is not doing it in this detail. It's not just street view. I wonder if there's something. Doesn't look like it's candy canes. Is what it's called in, like, you know, those Christmas kind of candy canes, the white and red swirly things. There's a candy cane factory here, or really close to it. So they sell these candy canes at this rest stop, and I kind of wanted to see if they. They should have like put at least one candy cane somewhere. Maybe not. Or maybe I'm thinking of some. I'm maybe confusing the place. I don't know. My wife will tell me soon enough. She knows everything. Just a little rude because she got the looks too, so. Restaurang och pizzeria, kaffe, pizza, sallad, dagens lunch. This means restaurant and pizzeria, coffee, pizza, salad, and today's lunch. But you probably figure that out by yourself. All right, we're back in the truck. And we need to rest in 5 hours, so we're gonna just keep pushing for a little further. Let's take a look at the map here. All right, so we're here. The lake Vättern is here, the one we're overlooking. So we're going to drive past Linköping, Södertälje, Stockholm to Uppsala. And this is where I live. This is where my wife is from, Västerås. We're going to go there too. Here is where I go. You know, when I go to the ocean from where I live. This is the E4, the long road that connects all of eastern East Coast cities, all the way up north. Here. This is the inland, the E45. This is very far north, and as far as northern and southern Sweden, as you can see, there's like this is where the line of Sweden is divided into three parts. Norrland, which is the northern parts. It is all of this is like half the country. It's such a weird divide. And here the cities are very far apart. Not a lot of people live up here. So most of Sweden's residents is in this center section here, where Stockholm is. That is called Svealand. And then the southern part of Sweden is called Götaland. And that's just this little southern bits here. So this is kind of where I live and operate now, and this northern region is home. This is where I was born in Umeå. Mom lives here. All right, let's go. We got 317 kilometers left, so not very far. But we'll see what else is along the road. And it looks like, let's see where it wants to take us. Yeah, we should go straight here. This would be in, and this would be out. We are good for fuel, 781 kilometers, so we don't need excuse me, we don't need a refuel right now. And just as I'm driving, the autumn mod was released, so at least next time we'll be able to do that, and that's kind of more representative of the, I guess, the weather which we have now in Sweden. It is more autumn than winter because the cold isn't here yet, so that'll be just great for next time. We'll be driving in more autumn-like weather. So I guess we're gonna, for this episode, we'll enjoy the last days of summer.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
And as I said about this event that was going on, it's called World of Trucks, and it's a community event. Everything is done in single player, but the jobs kind of accumulate. And I think the event is like deliver cargo to or from any of the cities in 6 cities in Sweden, 6 cities in Norway, and 6 cities in Finland. So we're gonna try to do that. Hopefully, I will get. I'm gonna try to take as much playtime as I can. So hopefully, I'll be able to upload some more videos more frequently. I can, of course, not make any promises, but yeah, hopefully we can do that together. That'd be fun. I figured I'd record all of it. So maybe, like, if I do more often, I may not have, that much to talk about, but, it'll all be good. I'm sure I'll be able to think of something to say. So we're coming up on Linköping, and it's iconic city in Sweden. Like I said, it's where the Air Force industry is. We have a lot of, like, helicopter and airplane factories. Historically have been around in this city. We're not going to stop here. We're just going to drive right through it. But normally, or in real life at least, there's airplane monuments along the road. Yeah, we can see them up here. That's so cool. They have these. You see the yellow and the green looking plane over there. Those are the school planes. The green one is called the SK-60. It's what Swedish fighter pilots have been using to learn how to fly and fight. I think the yellow one is called Bulldog. I'm not too sure about that one, but the green one is the SK-60. That's the school plane. And I guess we can see the smokestacks of the factories and stuff. So this is where the Gripen is built, and historically the JA-37 Viggen and the J-29 Draken airplanes were built here. Built and tested, so from an airplane historical standpoint, this city is it. This is where you need to go. There's this Air Force Museum in this city that is more than worth a visit. So if you have the slightest bit of interest in, I guess, military history or aviation history, this is where to go. I took my wife here, and like I told you earlier, she is blatantly uninterested in aircraft, military aircraft, anything like that. But they made this museum that they have here. It's so good, so that it's even, it's even interesting for people who aren't, geeks already. Yeah, this is the main thing. Well, I guess this one too, but first and foremost, this is the JA-37 Viggen. Oh, sorry, it's the J-35 Draken. Iconic aircraft. The Viggen was and still is my favorite aircraft of all time. It's so cool that they made those. And this is a highlight during the drive for me when we drive past these monuments. I got a picture from last summer going south, so on the opposite road here. I'd snapped a picture from the car. Hopefully I can find it and show it to you. It's a picture of these two planes, and there's a Scania truck driving past. It's such a Swedish picture, because Saab that makes the airplanes, at that time they were called Saab Scania, and it was the same company that made the fighter jets, the Saab automobiles, and the Scania trucks. They have since been divided, but at one point in time it was the same place. And speaking of the Scania factories, we're also coming up on Södertälje. That is where the Scania factory is. We are for sure going to make a visit there, and just take a look at see if they implemented the Scania factory in the game. They also have the Scania test track is there. So from a trucking perspective, that is also historic place. And fun fact, Scania is Latin for Skåne, which was the first county that we entered when we came in from Denmark. And this stretch of highway here, like I said earlier, this is extremely similar to the real world experience just south of Södertälje, just south of Stockholm. With this bridge going over the road like this. And it's a little bit more hilly here. The southern parts of Sweden are a little flatter, and you get more and more hills the further north you come. And the Scania factory is visible on the south side. No, sorry, on the left side of the road, just when you're coming into Södertälje, going under this bridge. The factory will not be far after it. Yeah, here it is. That's cool. That's this. This is it. You can see it. I stopped there this summer. Just when I went to the truck show, I made us. You can see the trucks are all lined up there. This is exactly what it looks like. Oh, that's nice. And here's the exit. Of course they put it in. So we're gonna, oh, here we go, cover your ears, honey. But for now, we're just gonna keep cruising. We got a little delivery to make. It's just gonna be 5 more minutes of driving, and then we're gonna be in Uppsala. That's where I live. Well, I just live a little bit north of it, but so I was born in Umeå, and my father got a job in Stockholm, so they moved. The entire family moved to Uppsala, which is just an hour's drive. And he was, well, work was his priority. And my mom moved with it. And then they got a divorce. And I forgot, it just all went to hell. My mother has since moved back north. So I was kind of left here. Or in Uppsala, I should say. We're gonna go across some bridges here, and we're gonna get a good view of Stockholm City in all its glory. Oh, we should. Shit, we need to rest. 1 hour and 43 minutes.
And then turn right.
It looks like it's gonna be. Yeah, we're gonna exit here and continue. It looks like it's gonna be. Sun coming up. Stockholm has this very nice archipelago. So there's a lot of water in Stockholm. So you can see a lot of the city from the water if you have a kayak or a boat or something like that. And exiting Stockholm, you got this hotel with the... Oh shit. They're gonna crash us. Just looking at everything. This also an iconic view along the road. It means you're almost home. You see this hotel. This is it's a very beautiful building when the sun hits it. With these... all the windows on it. Doesn't look like we're gonna find some place to rest before we hit Uppsala. I guess we can rest at the garage when we get there. And here we go, Uppsala land.
Keep right, and then exit right.
This is, in real life, this is a bit more open. There are a lot more fields, not this much woodland. Just as you're coming on to this exit. And here you can see the cathedral and the castle. This is, that castle is where that's where I hit my nose, which I talked about some recent episode. Bled all over the castle stairs. And that is also an iconic view from the road. Like I said, it's not this much woodland, just as you're coming into the city. You can see the castle and the church, the cathedral, a lot more like this. And the water tower. Alright, we need to find some place to rest, and I can take you for a little drive here. And of course, IKEA's right here on the left-hand side. Just as you're coming into the city. Unfortunately, our IKEA is closed, and it's been closed for a couple years because they found cracks in the foundation. And it's the IKEA warehouse is built on concrete stilts. So they found cracks in the foundation, which means that, you know, worst case scenario, the fucking whole thing could, I don't know. Well, I guess I don't really know the worst case scenario, but they closed it. It came like, they did this inspection, and it was like, we gotta, you know, evacuate the building immediately because it's unsafe. We got time to unload, so we'll unload and then maybe I'll disconnect the trailer and drive you around town for a little bit.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
And on the left here, this brown building, that's the first garage that I got for Euro Truck Simulator. I haven't upgraded it because I kind of wanted to keep it, you know.
Turn right.
Oh, there was a new cop car, the V90 XC.
We are finished.
I think we are here. I am getting really tired here. Alright, let's unload it. Alright, stats for the job. 1,668 kilometers. Fuel 24.7, so that's good, but we weren't carrying any weight, really, so... Let's be happy about this, but let's not read too much into this particular number here. No damage, 1 hour and 28 minutes. From Rotterdam Transitnet to Uppsala GNT. Scania is, we've crossed over 250,000 kilometers. So, that's good. 6 tons of medical equipment. Planned was 1,634, real was 1,668. So that's good. We're really close to planned and real. Tollgate. Income was 79,857. So it's a good paying job. Taxes 11,009. Other costs, that's what was that? That's fines, transports. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe the toll gates? Yeah, the toll gates gotta be. Sorry. Fuel costs $6.99. And revenue was 66,802. So that's really good paying job. 4 stars out of 5. 5 out of 5 for damage, 5 out of 5 for distance, 5 out of 5 fines, 5 out of 5 fuels. Economy, no stars for mass. So there's that. 659 hardcore points. So all in all, some pretty good stats. So instead of just saying goodbye like we usually do, let's drive by the garage, take a look at that. We can disconnect the trailer and I'll take you on a little tour of the city. I don't think it's that much because looking at the GPS, it's well, it's not the biggest city in the world, and we'll see if there's sorry, if there's something that reminds us of what it looks like in real life. Oh, like I was telling you about the community thing, when you finish these community jobs, you will get some rewards. Like, for instance, our little owl here. We got him from the Greece DLC community event. Man, this is nice. I started my Euro Truck Simulator career here. Let's unload the trailer. And get some rest. Since this is a garage, we should be able to rest here. I'll drive inside it and see if it lets me rest here. Alright, engines off. Let's rest. Alright, early morning. Let's go for a little drive. Let's go. So this would be the industrial area called Boländerna. Where all this stuff is, you can't really... It's not this close. Obviously, like everything else in Euro Truck Simulator, this is all condensed. But the city is... my city's pretty old. So there's a lot of historic stuff. This, I don't really know. I guess this would be the central station. Doesn't look like this at all. this would take you to where I lived when I was a little kid. And this particular stop sign, I go here so many times on my everyday. Along this road here, it kind of connects the business areas. So whenever I'm picking up stuff for work, I'll go along this particular road here. It looks pretty much like this, except it's more fields. Oh, sorry, let me get this window. It's a lot more fields than what they've done here. This city it's Sweden's 4th largest city, but compared to the other 3, my city's a lot smaller. So it's a pretty small, it's a pretty small town. We got a huge university. But discounting that, Uppsala is pretty much a small. Everyone knows everyone. If you discount the industrial, like the industry and the university, because the university is like half the people in Uppsala. Water Tower is, of course, an iconic view when you're coming into the city. And like I said, the castle and cathedral. I want to drive us as close to the... there's this photo icon. You can see it on the map there, top left. I want to see if we can get there. And because they make these panoramic views over some parts of the some sightseeing place. I think the pan is going to be over the castle and the cathedral, because those are like the main events, like the main things to see in Uppsala would be the castle and the cathedral. The cathedral is very beautiful. It's huge twin tower, very ominous looking thing, and there's a lot of back when religion wasn't pulling any punches, so to speak. But I'm not sure how to get to that photo thing. Because this is going to put us right back to maybe if we go in here, it's as close as we can get. Or maybe it's just one of those things where you can see the name of it when you take a picture from the photo mode. Yeah, it was just this. So when you go into photo mode and you direct the camera towards it, it'll say what it is, and it's the Uppsala Cathedral. Well, I guess that's it for today's episode. But as always, thank you for taking the time with this. I really appreciate it. And take care of yourself. You need to last for a long time. And I look forward to exploring more of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark with you. And I'm going to leave you panning out And in the background, you can see the Uppsala Cathedral, but more importantly, the castle. And on the right-hand side of this castle, on the rightmost tower, at the base of that tower, the dome-looking tower thing, that is exactly where I punched myself in the nose. Bye.